Hello, this is Yuzuru. Today I like to talk about how to maintain Zentai and how to wash Zentai. Now the summertime comes and the weather is hot and humid. Maintaining Zentai suit well in the summertime makes big difference. I had one incident before when I was in Singapore. I had pimple on my face, like few pimples, and then I wore Zentai. But then I wore only for 5-10 minutes. So it was short time. So I didn't wash this Zentai. It was yellow color Zentai. I put in a plastic bag and kept it in a shelf for maybe 1 year. And after 1 year, I had an appointment. So I took my Zentai suit and went to this appointment where I had to wear Zentai. Because I do Zentai Art Project, sometimes I wear Zentai outside. So the time came and I had to take out my Zentai suit and wear my Zentai. And I take out my yellow Zentai from plastic bag. And then I found out on the face of yellow Zentai there were moss, like a black color moss, the foss that grew for this 1 year. I think it was from the bacteria that I had from my pimple because the environment was perfect for the moss to grow. It's humid and hot. Like Singapore, whole year it's humid and hot, and especially kept in a shelf where it gets heat up in the daytime. And the worst thing is not that I found out my favorite yellow Zentai had the moss on the face. The worst thing is I had to wear this Zentai because of this occasion that I was committed. I wore this Zentai which had the moss on the face of yellow Zentai. I wore it for 1 hour. And you know what happened? By then my pimple was recovered and I had good skin. But after wearing for 1 hour, my pimple grew back on my face, not only one, but few. So I believe these bacteria, those seeds of the pimple, stayed for 1 year. And because I didn't wash it, it still stayed in Zentai suit. And not only damaging the Zentai suit that cannot be worn again, but also came on my skin again. After some time, I went back and washed my Zentai a few times, try to see if this face moss will go away. But it didn't. It stayed in the Zentai suit. I guess it really kind of eats up the fabric. So it's not only like a top layer of the moss, but made a nest of their own in the Zentai and eating the fabrics to grow and to keep the food. So unfortunately, I had to keep that Zentai away for forever. It wasn't wearable again. Although I believe those bacteria are gone, so that even those black marks are still on the Zentai, I don't think I would get the pimples again. But the marks are still there. So it is very important, especially in the summer where the humidity is high and the temperature is high, to keep your Zentai clean. And you think twice when you want to wash Zentai because you think that washing Zentai many times may damage Zentai. It may not stretch good enough. It may become big. So you may minimize the wash of the Zentai. Like you wear 3 times, 4 times and you feel it's really dirty and then you decide to wash Zentai. Maybe you do this way and it may be okay if you're living in a cold country. Or if you're wearing the Zentai that's very cheap, that you're ready to throw and replace it with new one. I think washing Zentai is one of the most important facts to keep the Zentai well. So it's the other way around. Instead of keeping it, try not to wash too many times. I believe washing Zentai will keep the Zentai clean and more wearable for longer time, long lasting instead. And what about the stretch? As you wash Zentai, will this stretch go away? Like will it be big? I can understand because my underwears, of course I wear it every day and wash it every day. So for example, when you wear this same underwear for 100 times, for example, so like say you have 5 underwears, but then you keep using it for 2 years, that will be something like 100 times, 100 washes. Then you see the rubber stretches too much. Your stretch is not there anymore. Then you know that's the time to replace the underwear. But that's 100 wash. I think with the 100 wash of Zentai, it may have same effect, which you feel the rubber is loose. So this lycra may get loose. It's there. It's there, but because Zentai is touching with the skin so close, just like underwear. Imagine you don't wash your underwear for many days. Keep wearing the same underwear for 3 days and wash it. Will it be good for underwear? I don't think so. I think the stain will not go completely away because you're wearing it for 3 days. So it's same as Zentai, like Zentai is touching whole body, and especially face. When you speak, you have some liquid, and then also skin comes out, like small cells of skin. Unnoticingly, it comes out. No, I see it in like socks, for example. Like I wear black socks in the winter time for 1 day, and then I take out and I kind of see some skin cells, like my skin's dry, and then it prints out in socks, like part of that powder things from the skin stays on the socks. And it's the same thing as Zentai. There's so many elements, unseen elements that sticks on the Zentai, I believe, prints on the Zentai. Even wearing for 10 minutes, I believe. Just like my yellow Zentai, I had pimples and I wore it only for 5-10 minutes. But definitely that the virus of the pimples printed on the Zentai. And because it was kept nice, warm and humid inside the plastic bag and the shells, it grew. Maybe you don't keep the Zentai for 1 year without wearing it, but without being visual, without being so visual, it may have one of your cells of the virus that slowly eating your Zentai, which could be invisible if you are taking out Zentai only after 1 month. But I guess the damage is still there. So how much the human body can damage the fabric by not being washed? And especially in the summer with the high temperature and humidity. So I believe washing Zentai will help to maintain the Zentai well for a longer time. So how do I wash Zentai? Because I also don't like the Zentai to go big, as I wash many times. I zip up Zentai. Look, this orange and the green, the combination is so beautiful. And they're so beautiful together as a color. So I zip up my Zentai all the way. Sometimes I flip Zentai inside out. So this dirty part of inside Zentai will come out and it may be easier to be washed. I may do that today. So I don't do the arm anymore because it's troublesome. Just the leg, not the arm. Of course you can do the arm. So inside out, and the zip is zipped up till the top, and like that. And there is this net. There is this laundry bag, but it's for the sensitive wash, like a sensitive underwears with the laces that easily get damaged. Those sensitive things you put here. Where can you buy? I don't know. I buy in 100 yen shop. I believe it's easily available if you search for it. It's not the normal net where there are a lot of huge net hole, bigger net hole. This completely covers. You see, there is no hole even. It's a whole fabric, and it's thick and it's small. with the wire inside, so it's quite protected. And I put it like that, nicely, like that. And then I wash in a washing machine with other clothing. And for my washing machine, this is very important. There's no hot water function in my washing machine. It's a cheap type, so it only gets the cool water. So if you have a washing machine that's expensive and it washes well with the hot water, you may have to think about the color and also about the dryer. For this one, because I'm using the cheap washing machine only having the cold water, I can wash this with other clothing and not to worry about the color to get into this Zentai. So you have to watch out, especially. For me, I believe washing in a cold water is fine. I think it gives less damage to the clothing, to Zentai. After washing with the hot water, I feel much better with the clothing. I feel like it is really washed all the dirt away and it gives me a very fresh feeling, but I think it's not necessary for Zentai. I don't know. And some people think washing Zentai by hand is good, but you see we are all busy, and if you wear Zentai quite often and you have to wash Zentai by hand every time, isn't that a bit troublesome? You may be able to use your foot to wash it, step. I guess that could work. Washing by hand also, one time you wash it with the soap, and to rinse it off, the soap, you have to wash it like 2-3 times to get rid of the soap, isn't it? If you're washing all your clothing with hand, you have no choice, but I think this will protect enough. I do one more. So I zip up the Zentai. This one I don't flip inside out. I feel like this Zentai, if I go back Bangkok, I can get it again. So there's another Zentai laundry bag. This one doesn't have the wire, but it still have the thick material bag for the sensitive laundry wash. I use this bag a lot. It's quite useful and handy. So there are 2 Zentai ready to wash in a cold water washing machine. So I hope this information was useful for you. You don't want to lose your favorite pair of Zentai because of my kind of mistake. I know some people don't wear one Zentai suit for 1 year too. And you have to watch out how you keep in your Zentai. Because I believe you still like Zentai and you want to wear it again. Please consider wash Zentai even after wearing for 5-10 minutes. Like you have the pimple on your face, you wash it. Better wash it. Otherwise after 1 year, you get the pimple again. That's terrible. Thank you.